So I was sharing my journey, and I share a bit in bits and bits. When people hear my journey in bits, they're like, "Ooh, girl, stay away from her." But if you actually hear my journey in the totality, you understand that God has taken me through it and to it so I could talk to all of us. If I didn't experience the things that I've experienced in life, do you understand the large scale of demographic I would stand in judgment of, because I would have a bias, because my only knowledge of these particular demographics is hearsay, what I've heard, what I've read in a book, what I've seen on TV. So I have lived through everything, and I don't look like it because it's by the grace of God. I have been Daniel in the lion's den my entire life. And now I finally realized that we're living in hell. Yeah, we're living in hell. Kanye told us when Jesus walks, we living in hell. Yeah. That man is crazy because the way that he unlocked his spiritual gift is he did it through Satan. Many of our people unlock their spiritual gifts through Satan. We all want to access it. We all know we're great. And so Satan comes to us with money because we're so impoverished. We'll do anything to get out of these circumstances. Money will change everything for me because I've changed everything else. I go to my family, I was like, I hope that you're ready, because when we get into this wealth journey, we're in it. But once we get into this wealth where it's physically manifesting in our life, and I'm talking monetary wealth, not any other versions of wealth, once we get this, are you ready to handle it? Are you grounded enough in yourself to be able to handle it? So if you're praying wealth over your family, you need to also be preparing your family for the wealth, because wealth has destroyed families. God has cut off all ties outside of the people that live in my home, so can't nobody come to me and ask me for anything. So on this wealth journey, I'm not going to have any issues that I foresee except for knowing how to handle money, which is why God brought me Primerica. So if you want to learn how wealth works, you want to study people who are on the same wealth path as you, join my Primerica team. At the least, get your life insurance policy so you can pass wealth on to your future generations. At least get your financial house in order by starting your investment portfolios for as little as $25 a month, so you can at least have a retirement plan. Y'all don't want to come and see what I'm talking about, but what is your retirement plan? And if you're not exercising your 401k, then what's your retirement plan? Like, there's some moving parts that we are not regularly advised about. So back to my journey. I started a blog called Lonee Lifestyle. God came to me, I didn't know at the time, but I have always said I was told to tell all my business. I was told to go online and just write about my life, because what God told me was, and it's funny, I've always heard from God, but I didn't know I was hearing from God, even though I attribute it to God. When I tell the story, when I've always told the story, I say God told me, but I did not have a relationship with God. But what my sis friend always tells me, she was just like, Jesus has always had you, even though you didn't have Jesus. You never, it's that footprints thing. That's when you carried me. We have to understand we're being carried way more times when we're walking alongside Jesus. We're being carried. The moment you realize that, you should realize there's actually supposed to be two sets of footprints in the sand, not just one, which means you can't stand on your own 2 feet. I don't want that type of dependency on Jesus. I want a partnership. And understand our families wouldn't be in the imbalanced state that they are if we were more willing to walk into those relationships with a balance, knowing that we both must carry our own weight, but the weight that we're carrying isn't the same. We're not splitting your responsibilities because I'm neglecting my responsibilities. I'm supposed to be growing us to our highest excellence. You understand, we're in this 4 bedroom house, which is still too small, but we moved out of a 1 bedroom apartment. And I would say, well, my husband was single before me, but he still had 3 kids that he had over his house. He was making enough money to have a 4 bedroom house, but he was accepting a 1 bedroom apartment until I showed up. So understand, when women are carrying the load of their men because we're splitting responsibilities, no, God said, you're the provider, I am the birther. But when we're splitting our worldly responsibilities so I can't do my spiritual work in peace, understand that we're stuck.